One of the biggest challenges that I think I may face in counseling a child is just building a trusting relationship. Children often struggle to express their emotions verbally, and because of this, they may not always be able to articulate what's bothering them or why they're feeling the way that they are. According to Chris Palo and Stargell 2020, using methods like play therapy, art, or storytelling can be helpful because these nonverbal approaches allow children to express themselves more freely, since they don't always have the words to explain their feelings. Creating a safe, open space where they can explore their emotions through creative outlets becomes essential. It takes time to build that rapport and trust, and as a counselor, I would need to learn to be patient and sensitive to the child's pace. Chris Palo and Stargell 2020. Nelson et al. 2022 also noted that counselors must be especially adaptable to the child's developmental stage, as their ability to reflect on and manage emotions is still growing. This means that I'd need to adjust my approach based on where the child is emotionally and cognitively. There are several factors that can interfere with a child's normal development. Chris Palo and Stargell 2020 point out that family dynamics play a huge role. Issues like parental separation, neglect, or inconsistent parenting can have long-term effects on a child's emotional and social growth. Beyond the family, external stressors like school, bullying, or trauma from witnessing violence can deeply impact a child's well-being. Another key factor is a child's temperament and attachment style, both of which affect how they respond to their environment and form relationships with others. Nelson et al. 2022 emphasizes that childhood trauma, including adverse experiences such as abuse or neglect, can interfere with emotional regulation and hinder a child's development of healthy coping mechanisms. For example, children exposed to trauma often struggle with managing their emotions or trusting others. The importance of trauma-informed care is clear, as we need to address these emotional wounds in a way that supports the child's healing process. Understanding all these factors helps me as a counselor develop a plan tailored to the child's unique needs. Chris Palo and Stargell 2020 and Nelson et al. 2022. Every child is different, so each plan must be different. From a biblical perspective, 1 Corinthians 13:11 talks about the transition from childhood to adulthood. It says, "When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things." This verse speaks to the natural progression of growth and development. It reminds me that children are still learning on how to navigate the world, and they experience it in ways that are different from adults. As a counselor, the scripture would help me stay mindful of the fact that children's cognitive and developmental capacities are still developing. It's crucial not to expect them to process situations in the same way that an adult would. Understanding their development stage helps me be more empathetic, patient, and flexible in my approach. Rather than expecting children to have adult-like reasoning, I can focus on guiding them through age-appropriate interventions that build emotional awareness and coping skills. When counseling children, I would focus on strategies that align with their developmental stage, helping them understand and manage their emotions in ways that make sense for them. And just like the verse in 1 Corinthians describes how we outgrow childish behaviors as we mature, I would aim to help children grow into emotionally mature individuals by equipping them with the tools they need to process their feelings and respond to challenges in a healthy and balanced way. Thank you. Have a good day.